Alrighty, back with another video. Today's topic is webcam and sort of bandwidth optimization, and just kind of using webcams in general, best practices, and things that you guys should be made aware of when leveraging video inside Adobe Connect. So anytime you guys want to do webcams, it's going to be done completely through the webcam pod. If you're not familiar, your pods menu is up top here. You will see a video area. You can check that off. That's going to bring one in here. Now, normally by default, only hosts and presenters will be able to turn their webcams on. If you'd like your participants to be able to have the privilege to turn their webcams on, there's going to be a security feature we will need to go ahead and enable, and that's right up here. It says drop-down menu next to the webcam icon. And right now I have it turned on, so it's giving me the option to toggle it off, but if I were to turn it on, you would then see that it says enable webcam rights for participants. So I'm going to go ahead and probably want to turn that on. And you're basically just going to be able to kind of choose how much real estate you give this webcam pod. So currently right now, I have it sort of situated for maybe, an instructor-led type of training type of use case. So this is probably just going to be a good fit for myself if I were to be on there. So right off the bat though, actually let me take a step back and disable that. So when I start my webcam, it's going to give me a preview. So if I need to adjust it or do anything of that nature, I can do that. I'm not actually showcasing and sharing my webcam yet. But when I go ahead and hit start sharing, now I'm actually broadcasting. And just like any other pod in Adobe Connect, you can pick and choose how large, how small you want this webcam to be. If I switch to another layout, as long as I have a webcam pod in the following layout, it will not interrupt my webcam feed. So if you wanted to do a giant sort of web conference video feed type of deal, maybe set it up so that you want to see multiple people on the webcams, I'm probably going to have the webcam spanning a large percentage of the room. Much like other platforms where all you see is the webcams on there, you can do that here too. It's kind of hard to demonstrate when I'm the only person on the webcam, but to kind of give you guys an example, here are two screenshots of our different viewing modes. One is our grid mode, which is where everyone's given equal real estate inside the webcam pod, and we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 16 people on here. So again, Connect does not have a limit on the number of webcams. It'll never tell you, hey, sorry, you have too many on. You can have as many as you want. The only time there might be a limitation is if you're in the browser mode, and then you'll actually only be able to see 2 webcams at a time. So the left-hand side is grid mode. Again, everyone given equal real estate inside those little squares. And then on the right-hand side, this gentleman here is in the button-down shirt. He's in our film strip mode. And that is where the host gets to manually pick a person, and that person's webcam becomes a lot larger, and everyone else's is reduced to a thumbnail size. And you'll see those buttons when you hover your mouse over that respective person's webcam to go ahead and make them that sort of podium speaker. So if I come back to my room where I'm on the webcam, to toggle those different webcam views, you'll hit the triple dots. Again, anytime you're inside Connect and you want to check out the pods, the triple dots will always show you the preferences for that pod, and we'll simply come down to either grid view or film strip view. So those are your two options there. If I want the webcams to run across the top of the room, I could set something up like so. Now I've got more real estate for people to join in on the left and the right of me. Maybe I want to do a couple down the sort of vertically down the side of the room. We can do that too. Or again, if you want to do a giant video call, I might have the webcam spanning the entire width of the room. So those are some options there. Another thing to note, when you come to the triple dots area and you want to come to preferences, here you're going to see some options for your video and webcam. If you don't want to have the preview when you first start your webcam, you just want to get straight to sharing your webcam, we can disable that by checking that off. They have a highlight active speaker option. I'm not really sure why you'd want to turn that off. This is incredibly helpful, especially if you're on a large video call and maybe, unless you personally know every single person on the call, and you know and recognize their voice. When you're on a video call with, 20, 30, 40 people, it's hard to know who's who. So being able to highlight those speakers is nice. It's a nice feature. If you have a widescreen camera, you're probably going to want to do widescreen. Personally, I think my webcam is actually made for widescreen. So currently on standard, it's going to look as such. But again, I think my webcam is made for widescreen. So if I come to preferences again and we switch that, that's going to look a lot better in my opinion. So you can toggle that. Again, when we come to preferences, the last thing I want to show you on here is the video quality. So if you know that a lot of folks within your agency, or just not even within your agency, but a lot of folks just come into your Connect sessions, if you know that they are, located in rural areas, maybe they just don't have access to the best internet, you can set a standard quality of video for everyone in the Connect room. So if you know that people can't support 720p at 20 FPS, I can lower this a little bit and bring this down, and now that'll be in the medium range. So maybe you don't see every little individual freckle on my face, but at least it'll be a much smoother frame rate and a much smoother video experience. So when it comes to bandwidth optimization, you do have this as an option under the preferences for video, which is nice. And additionally, sometimes if you're a speaker on a session and you don't want to be on the webcam, what I'll see some people do is maybe in a sort of layout like this. Rather than having the webcam up in the top right, some people actually do away with the webcam altogether. They'll bring in a SharePod and maybe they'll just upload a picture, almost like a virtual business card of themselves. Maybe a LinkedIn picture, maybe it's got your title, your contact information, and then again, like I said, a LinkedIn picture, so that people know who it is that's actually speaking, and that's going to give them a nice reference, and hopefully they retain that information a little bit better. But what I'll do is under agency logos, I've got Jim Carrey here just as a sort of a placeholder, but that might give you kind of an idea, right? So again, hopefully that might have a title of the person, the name, and again, their contact information. So some interesting ways that you can kind of leverage video. And then also when we're talking about bandwidth optimization, again, if you don't want to use video, maybe just bring in sort of a virtual business card of yourself. So another quick video. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, if you guys like what you see here, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to hit that notification bell as well, as if you guys want to stay up to date with all the new content. And we'll see you on the next one.